889 BC, Takelot I succeeds his father Osorkon I as king of Egypt. 883 BC, Ashurnasirpal II succeeds his father Tukulti-Ninurta II as king of Egypt. 880 BC, Ashurnasirpal moves the Assyrian capital to Kalhu. 879 BC, the death of Zhou Yiwang. 878 BC, Zhou Liwang becomes king of the Zhou dynasty. 877 BC, Parshvanatha was born in India. 874 BC, Shoshenq II succeeds Takelot as king of the 22nd dynasty of Egypt. 872 BC, an exceptionally high flood of the Nile Valley covers the floor of the Temple of Luxor. 865 BC, Karkalmanesa is conquered by Ashurnasirpal II. 864 BC, Diognetus died after a reign of 28 years and succeeded by Phasaeles. 862 BC, the kingdom of Utu is unified. 859 BC, Ashurnasirpal II dies. 858 BC, Arama became king of Utu. 854 BC, Shalmaneser III battles in Syrian coalition in the Battle of Karkar. 850 BC, Takelot II succeeds Osorkon II as king of Egypt. 845 BC, Phasaeles died after a reign of 19 years and succeeded by Aripharon. 842 BC, Shalmaneser III devastated the territory of Damascus, and the Phoenician cities sent tribute. 841 BC, the exile of King Li of the Zhou dynasty of China, which causes the Gong regency to begin. 836 BC, the civil war breaks out in Egypt. 828 BC, Zhongyan is replaced by Zhongshuang. 825 BC, Aripharon died after a reign of 20 years and succeeded by Thespius. 823 BC, the death of Shalmaneser III. 821 BC, Zhongxun ascends the throne. 820 BC, Pygmalion ascends the throne of Tyre. 817 BC, the 23rd dynasty starts. 814 BC, Carthage is founded by the Phoenician colonists. 811 BC, Adad-nari III succeeds his father, Shamshi-Adad V. 804 BC, the death of Pedubastis I. 800 BC, the Archaic period of Greece begins. 799 BC, the Pradyota dynasty conquers Magadha that lasts up to 138 years. 797 BC, Thespius died after a reign of 27 years and succeeded by Agamestor. 796 BC, Adad-nari III captures Damascus. 790 BC, Adad-nari III conducts an raid against the Chaldeans. 783 BC, Shalmaneser IV succeeds Adad-nari III as king of Assyria. 782 BC, the death of Zhou Chuanwang. 781 BC, Zhou Yuang became the king of Zhou dynasty. 778 BC, Agamestor died after a reign of 17 years and succeeded by Aeschylus. 777 BC, the death of Parsvanatha. 776 BC, the first Olympic Games in Greece. 774 BC, the end of the reign of King Pygmalion of Tyre. 773 BC, the death of Shoshenq III. 771 BC, the spring and autumn period of China's history begins. 770 BC, the beginning of the Eastern Zhou dynasty in China. 765 BC, the death of Alara of Nubia. June 15, 763 BC, the solar eclipse is used to fix the chronology of the Middle East. 759 BC, Alex of Corinth got killed by Telestes. 757 BC, the birth of Zhuang of Zheng. 756 BC, Cyzicus was founded. 755 BC, Aeschylus died after a reign of 23 years and succeeded by Alcmaeon. 753 BC, Alcmaeon died after a reign of 2 years and replaced by Charops. 752 BC, Romulus celebrates his first Roma triumph after his victory over the Cininenses. 750 BC, the Greeks established the colonies in Italy and Sicily. February 26, 747 BC, Nabonassar became king of Babylonia. 747 BC, the late periods of Egypt, and the Nubian period starts. 745 BC, the death of Titus Tatius Roman king. 743 BC, the beginning of the First Messenian War. 740 BC, Ahaz's reign starts of Judah. 739 BC. Hiram II succeeds Ithobal II as king of Tyre. 738 BC. The Biskupin settlement northeast of Posnari is built. 737 BC. King Tiglath-Pileser III of Assyria invades Iran. 735 BC. Naxos in Sicily founded as a colony of Chalkis in Euboea. 734 BC. Syracuse founded in Sicily as a joint colony of Corinth and Tanea. 733 BC. King Tiglath-Pileser III conquers the northern kingdom of Israel. 732 BC. Hoshea became the last king of Israel. 730 BC. Leontini in Sicily is founded by colonists from Naxos. 729 BC. Tiglath-Pileser III officially crowned sovereign of Asia in Babylon. 728 BC. The 25th dynasty of Egypt was founded. 727 BC. Babylonia makes itself independent from Assyria. 726 BC. Hezekiah succeeds Ahaz as king of Judah. 725 BC. Shalmaneser V starts a 3-year siege of Israel. 724 BC. The Assyrians started a 4-year siege of Tyre. 722 BC. Shalmaneser V died. 721 BC. Sargon II starts ruling. 720 BC. The end of the Assyrian siege of Tyre. 719 BC. Zhou Huanwang of the Zhou dynasty of China became a ruler of China. 718 BC. Gyges became the ruler of Lydia. 717 BC. Interregnum starts, marks the end of Romulus' rule. 716 BC. Pie dies. 715 BC. Interregnum ends. 713 BC. Olmecs establish Monte Alban. 712 BC. Numa Pompilius creates the office of Pontifex Maximus. February 13, 711 BC. The birth of Emperor Jimmu. 710 BC. Medes is united. 708 BC. The foundation of Croton by colonists from Achaia. 706 BC. The Spartan immigrants found Staras. 705 BC. Sennacherib succeeds Sargon II as king of Assyria. 704 BC. Sennacherib moves the capital of Assyria to Nineveh. 701 BC. Death of Duke Zhuang of Zheng. November 10, 701 BC. The deliverance from Assyrian attack. 700 BC. Hesiod writes, Theogony. 697 BC. Kelushu succeeds Shutsernakhut as king of the Elamite Empire. 696 BC. Zhou Zhuangwang became the Zhou dynasty of China. 692 BC. Karibalwatar of Sabu is recorded. 691 BC. King Sennacherib of Assyria defeats King Humban-Nimina of Elam. 690 BC. The death of Minerva. 689 BC. King Sennacherib of Assyria sacks Babylon. 687 BC. Gyges became king of Lydia. 685 BC. Chalcedon became a Greek colony. 682 BC. The death of Zhou Zhuangwang. 681 BC. Esarhaddon succeeds Sennacherib as king of Assyria. 680 BC. A meteor crashed on the Estonian island, forming the Kali crater. 678 BC. The death of Perdiccas I. 677 BC. Esarhaddon lead the Assyrian army against the rebellious Arab tribes. 676 BC. Zhou Huiwang became king of the Zhou dynasty. 675 BC. Esarhaddon begins rebuilding of Babylon. 674 BC. Esarhaddon puts down an revolt in Ashkelon supported by Taharqa. 673 BC. Tullius Hostilius became the third king of Rome. 671 BC. Esarhaddon invades Egypt successfully. 669 BC. Taharqa invades and reconquers Egypt from the Assyrian Empire. 668 BC. Nineveh became the largest city. 667 BC. The founding of Byzantium by Megaran colonists under the Byzars. 666 BC. Ashurbanipal sends a small Assyrian army corps to Egypt. 664 BC. The first naval battle in Greece between Corinth and Corcyra. 660 BC. The first use of the Demotic script. February 11, 660 BC. Emperor Jimmu founded Japan.